Hi everyone, welcome once more to the channel. Whether your visit is returning or first time, it's fantastic to have you here with us right now. Today we're delving into a question that's been on many people's minds. Does a narcissist show concern for someone they have harmed? Grab a drink, settle in, and let's start our exploration of this delicate and complicated topic. When we discuss narcissists, we are referring to those who show traits of grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and too great desire for appreciation. Although the term narcissist is usually used more generally to characterize persons who exhibit these features even without a formal diagnosis, narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is a recognized mental health disease. One question that speaks to the core of what it means to be human, our ability for empathy, sorrow, and connection, is whether a narcissist cares about someone they have harmed. We must thus explore the psychology of narcissism, the dynamics of interactions with narcissists, and what we understand by care in this regard in order to respond. Core of narcissism is a brittle sense of self. Though they project confidence and superiority, narcissists are frequently quite insecure. Their self-esteem comes from outside validation rather than from a strong basis of self-worth. To boost their ego, they look to others for continual validation and respect. To preserve their self-image, this need might motivate people to dominate, manipulate, and even hurt others. Does this mean, however, they cannot show compassion for others, especially those they damage? Surface-wise, a narcissist would seem to be unconcerned with anyone except themselves. They might be frigid, contemptuous, and even nasty. When they hurt someone, it usually seems as though they do it without thinking twice. But looks might be misleading. Actually, the relationship a narcissist has with the individuals they damage is complex. Though their urge to preserve their fragile ego often skews their emotions. They are not without feelings. Whether by deceit, treachery, or emotional abuse, a narcissist's damage of someone may not cause shame or sorrow in the manner a non-narcissist would. This is so because their empathy is much diminished. Being empathetic means being able to feel the suffering of someone else and react with compassion. A narcissist lacks or twists this capacity. If it supports their sense of power, they could experience frustration, wrath, or even joy instead of regret even if they know the other person is wounded. Still, one should also take into account another level. Though they might not care about the suffering they have inflicted in the manner we hope they would, a narcissist does care, just not in the way we would expect. They are concerned about their own condition. They are quite sensitive if offending someone results in bad effects for themselves, such losing control over that person, tarnishing their reputation, or perhaps reprisals. But this caring is about their own well-being, not about that of another individual. Sometimes a narcissist may seem to be trying to atone or express regret. Still, this is more typically a calculated action than a sincere show of concern. To prevent losing a valuable source of supply, someone who pays them the attention, respect, or validation they yearn for, they might apologize or behave politely. For the individual on the receiving end, this conduct could be perplexing since it can pass for actual compassion. It's crucial to understand, though, that these actions typically reflect the narcissist's demands rather than their attempt at healing the damage they have done. Said another way, it's also important to realize that narcissists range in nature. Not all narcissists are the same. Hence not all are unable of showing more meaningful care. Even if it's brief, some people may have flashes of clarity when they see the effects of their acts and experience some regret. While others may be quite close to someone, their love is self-serving and conditional. As long as the person is meeting their needs or boosting their ego, they may be interested, but when that changes, their concern may shift rapidly to apathy or anger. Dealing with a narcissist may be rather difficult, since one of the most terrible things about it is that their caring depends on what they receive in return. Their transactional approach to their relationships can leave those close to them feeling emotionally wounded, used, and irrelevant. Though they do on some level, the narcissist's incapacity or unwillingness to really engage on an emotional level might make it seem as though they don't care about the damage they've done. Knowing this dynamic will enable people who have suffered under a narcissist make sense of their situation. The narcissist's compassion is restricted by their psychological nature. They are neither entirely heartless or ignorant. Their priorities are essentially those of themselves, their image, and their needs. This helps to explain why it's so difficult for them to really care about the people they've harmed, even while it doesn't absolve their actions. Those who have experienced the damage of a narcissist should understand the limits of their capacity for care. Anticipating someone to experience regret or to undergo significant transformation can cause more disappointment and suffering. Setting limits, safeguarding oneself, and asking others for help, who can provide the empathy and understanding the narcissist lacks, are sometimes really vital. Healing from the damage a narcissist causes also usually entails letting go of the desire for them to admit or concern about the suffering they have brought about. Especially when one is yearning closure or justice. This can be among the toughest steps. The truth is, though, that the narcissist's care, if it exists, is unlikely to show up in the manner one might wish. A more rewarding road forward is one which emphasizes self-care, personal development, and surrounding oneself with people who really care. Ultimately, does a narcissist give someone they have offended any thought? The response is no as well as yes. Though typically self-serving and conditional, they may care. Their main focus is on how that suffering impacts them, not on the suffering they have created. Knowing this will enable people who have suffered under a narcissist negotiate their healing journey with clarity and power. Recall that the most crucial care you may get is that which you provide to yourself. I greatly appreciate you coming today and participating in this vital conversation. This research should provide you some understanding of the complicated nature of narcissism and what it means when a narcissist harms someone. Should you find this video useful? Kindly thumbs up it and forward it to others who might find it so. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the alert bell to avoid missing any of our upcoming material. See me in the future video. Take care of yourselves.
Everyone, we want to help people understand and deal with narcissism and narcissistic interactions so they can get their lives back in balance. We want you to think about this question today: what happens when someone gets away from manipulation? Tell us what you think below. Narcissists need to be in charge, have power, and be able to manipulate others in their interactions. They have trouble when their power is questioned because they get a lot of their self-esteem from other people's approval. People who have broken free from narcissistic relationships can show how this insecurity can lead to bad things. For instance, if you're an adult kid of a narcissistic parent and you decide to stop giving them money or move out, they will likely get angry because they enjoy controlling the flow of money. In the same way, narcissists can act worse when they are successful or when they gain power in a relationship. If you leave a toxic, selfish boss to be independent, you might also get a bad reaction. In all of these situations, if you try to be independent, you will probably be met with opposition. It's important to know the things selfish people do to stay in charge. When you set limits, their responses, like insults, efforts to put you down, and questions about your skills, can come as a surprise. People who don't like you will often say things like you're bound to fail or your goals are stupid and will make you regret them. As we learn more about these habits, please share your thoughts and personal stories in the comments. People who are narcissists often try to make themselves look like victims by saying things like it's always your fault. They'll say they're unfairly loaded while putting the blame on you. Some people may try to get you to leave them by ignoring you or saying they'll end the relationship if you put work ahead of them. Their dishonest actions are meant to keep their power over you. In response, narcissists may start smear campaigns to spread lies about your new plans. They could stop you from making progress, hide important information, or work together to hurt you. To get over this kind of toxic stress, you need to get away from the stuffy place where your voice was muffled. On this path to self-discovery, you will take back your independence and grow your personality. However, as you stand up for yourself and break free, the narcissist may try to push you back into their web because they hate losing control. They start to see you as a problem once you're no longer under their power. If you don't do what they say, narcissists will always be after power and control because they hate being in charge. This need to be in charge stays with them whether they're a shift boss or the CEO, getting in the way of your progress to protect their ego. If a narcissist thinks they are losing power over you, they might act like a victim, change how they treat you, or even say they are going to leave. And it can be very sad to realize that this situation has kept you from reaching your goals. There are times when seeing the truth can shock you, even if you had an idea. People who are close to narcissists often think that the narcissists will leave as soon as they feel like they can't handle stress or change. So, in order to keep the friendship going, they might put themselves down. They know that trying to get away could get them laughed at, yelled at, or left behind. As long as the narcissist's wants come first, the relationship can go on. It breaks down, though, when this power balance is questioned. The narcissist could get very angry or decide to end the relationship. People in these types of relationships often don't do as much because they're afraid of getting angry or being left alone. You might not even be aware that fear is stopping you from reaching your full potential. It's important to stand up for yourself when you're with a narcissist, even if you're scared of losing control or don't like being in charge. I hope you can get over your fears and find the right life for you. You deserve to be loved and respected for who you are, and you should be in a relationship that helps you grow as a person. Thanks for watching the movie today. This is the reason why you should never drink with an ego. We are going on an amazing trip into the mysterious world where narcissism and alcohol mix, creating complex patterns in people's behavior that look like a kaleidoscope. See how alcohol has deep effects on narcissistic traits that are already strong, turning their essence into clear cues. The complexities of this relationship's secrets make ego study very hard. Join us in our quest for information, and let our desire to understand lead us as we make our way through this maze of difficulties. Ask yourself this thought-provoking question: have you seen how a narcissist who was once hurting you changes after a few drinks? If someone is narcissistic, does it show up more openly and without shame, or does it hide in the background, muffled and hidden? Share your stories in the comments section below to help other people feel like they are not alone on their way to healing and recovery. With passion in our hearts, we dive right into this enlightening journey, uncovering the secrets that lie within the complex relationship between narcissism and alcohol. Each new piece of information adds to our rich tapestry of understanding as we make our way through the complicated dynamics that control these personalities. Let the trip go on, because the search for understanding has no limits. Without further ado, let us go on a trip into the depths of darkness to learn more about narcissists' volatile personalities. Imagine that a volcano that had been asleep all of a sudden woke up and started spewing out fiery words that destroyed everything in their path. There is a lot of stress in the air, and it builds up to a crescendo of louder screams, curses that burn your soul, and scary acts of physical violence. Look at the scary storm that is forming. It will wipe out any signs of happiness or celebration and swallow everyone up in its evil grip. 2. More powerful Machiavellian tricks. Now, let's go deeper into the depths of manipulative strategies that are made stronger by drinking. The sneaky narcissist, who is already very good at lying, takes their schemes to a whole new level. When they drink too much, the mask falls apart, showing how bad they really are. Their usual tools get stronger to unimaginable levels as their arrogance grows, feeding a never-ending sense of entitlement, shifting blame, and projecting. Contrary to what most people think, drink doesn't make them less mean. In fact, it makes them more mean, especially when they are covert narcissists. They lose their inhibitions like smoke, which lets them manipulate without limits and push the limits of their plans to catch more people who aren't paying attention. Third, dissociating while drunk, the shame shield. The narcissist uses drink as a shield to hide their deep-seated shame. They separate themselves from their true selves behind this wall of protection, making space between their carefully created public persona and who they really are. In this world, they hide from their ugly selves and the terrible truth of their existence. Their veins are numb, which makes them even less sensitive to other people's feelings and worries and less empathetic and kind than they already are. In this state of detachment, they avoid feeling shame and don't take responsibility for the pain they cause others. They stay untouchable because they are drunk on a short-lived sense of invincibility. They are trapped in the strong castle of denial, which protects them from both shame and regret. Revelations that come out of nowhere. When alcohol gets into a narcissist's mind, it brings out a lot of hidden facts that will make you very angry. As you become more and more intoxicated, the thin layers of fantasy fall apart, revealing the pure essence that lies beneath their made-up exteriors. Watch the strange paradoxes that appear as their real nature is revealed through two separate channels, making the mystery of their existence even stronger. To begin, projection becomes the main focus and turns into an all-encompassing defense system. It grows into a raging flood and is no longer just a thread going in and out of their conversations. Their anger used to be contained, but now it's in the air around them, waiting to catch victims and onlookers who aren't doing anything wrong. Second, in the middle of the chaos, brief moments of clarity appear, giving us sneak peeks into who they really are. They can see and feel what they really want as the veil quickly lifts. In these rare moments, they may reveal hidden facts about their narcissistic traits, such as short-lived feelings of self-loathing, random moments of empathy, or even an unsettling liking for chaos and drama. These discoveries, like broken pieces of illusions, give us tantalizing glimpses into the deepest parts of things. But be careful, because if you ask them about these statements when they are sober, they will deny them, making sure that they quickly deny being vulnerable. In conclusion, drinking is very bad for narcissists because it upsets their delicate balance. The covert reveal their secret plans, going beyond their normal covert behavior to act in a more obvious way when they are high. Overt people enjoy the spotlight because it makes them look even more grand, while real feelings stay hidden under the enticing surface. Some areas of shame, anger, and raw emotions come to the surface. Although it seems counterintuitive, drinking also gives them a short-term break, a safe place where they can temporarily forget about the problems they caused. As this exciting episode comes to a close, may the effects of these discoveries spread through your mind. Talk about your thoughts, start a conversation, and tell other people about this episode. That's how we'll find comfort, by seeking knowledge and healing. Let the mysterious dance of the never-ending journey of finding go on until our paths cross again.